Hello, hello, welcome. Hey, hey, Cynthia, good to see you. Hey, Lucia, Christy, couple people coming in. Welcome. Good to see everybody. I am gonna start off today with talking a bit about tags. We had some questions come up yesterday, and I want to just spend a bit of time on some basics of how tags work, what you can do with them, how it all fits together. And then we'll go through questions after that about whatever you want to talk about. If you have a question, if you can do me a favor, if you would pop it in the chat for me so I can just get a sense of the types of things we got going on and what we want to cover, and we should be able to get to everything. So, how are you guys doing? Good to see you. Yeah, doing good.
Mhm. We're good over here.
Good over there. Who was that? Lucia.
Yeah, I'm off
Yay.
camera because I got diagnosed with COVID again yesterday, and I
Oh,
am
goodness. Feel
not doing my
better.
hair for you people.
You take it easy. We are glad to have your
I
presence through your
feel
voice.
okay. I feel okay. It's all
Okay.
good.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you are here. All right. Let me just take a moment to go in and give you an overview of tags and setting up visibility and things like that. Janice has then we'll talk about, good question from Janice about kind of overall what to know and what to think about. Yeah, yeah. Super common question. Yay, tags. And I know, Christy, you had something. Community space. Great. Okay, cool. Awesome. Good stuff. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And we're inside an account right now. And first thing to know is where to find your tags. If we go to the account section, you'll see this tab called tags. Actually, the very first thing to know is that we have a setting in XP that is called simple and pro mode. And it's just what it sounds like. The simple mode just turns off some of the more advanced features. To a question that actually just got asked, sometimes when you come in and get started, you have no idea what to look at and what to focus on. So heads up that if you are ever looking for tagging functions, or basically if you're looking for a feature that should be here and it's not, go to your account section, the account tab, and go to right under your plan, your address in your plan, you're going to say miscellaneous settings, simple and pro mode. If it's toggled to simple, that is going to be the answer to things like why some tagging functions aren't showing up, why things like unlock training isn't appearing, uh, some of the more advanced features that you just don't necessarily need to do all at once when you get started. So, assuming that's on, if you go to the tags tab, you are going to see a list of tags, and this will be blank when you get started. And it's should be pretty straightforward. You're going to add a tag by simply creating it and giving it a name. And the category is completely optional. And we get a lot of questions about, should I be using this? How am I supposed to be using this? Honestly, it's completely up to you. If you have some way that your brain wants to organize tags into groups that make sense for you, that's all the categories are there for. You don't have to use it. It's just there to put them into groups, put them into some way of easily finding them. We have accounts that have hundreds of tags going on. So if you need to sort them into a group to be able to find or reference them, that's all it's for. So obviously you can give the tag a description if you want. You can, again, give it a name and a category. And you can create tags here in your account section, but in many of the automations or the functions that you'll do with the tags, you'll also see the option to just create them on the fly. So as you're setting up an automation, you can just type in the name of a new tag and you might need to refresh. It'll usually take a minute, but that will just add the tag to your tag list as well. So once you've got your tags set up, lots of things you can do with them. Let me show you a couple things you might want to do. You might want to customize course visibility of some of the content in your course. So let's say that you have a course and you have different categories of students in this course. Maybe some of them are VIPs and they get special sessions with you. Maybe some of them have paid more for different kinds of bonus content. You can set up virtually any content in your course to be visible to different groups of people. And that can start with the navigation menu right up here. So let's say you don't want the community to be visible to some people, or you have bonuses that you only want for VIPs, or you have a page called Schedule Your Session Here. All of this is customizable by tag to whoever you want to see it. So to set that up, we would just go into step 4. I'm on the home page and I'll just zip through this pretty quickly. I think y'all are probably familiar with much of this, but we can edit the content. And we'll see that here is the data for my navigation menu, and we've got all of these navigation links. And on each link, it will ask me who I want to show it to. So I can have it show to everyone by default, or just limit it to people with a certain tag, and then they won't even, if they don't have it, they won't even know that they're not seeing something. So you can show or hide an entire page in that way. You can also show or hide a block of content. We could do that by dragging a block of any kind of content on. And let's say I have a special message for just some of my students here. Maybe it's a special offer that only tagged students are going to get. I'm going to go to edit content of this block, and I'm going to select block visibility. And I'm going to choose who to show this block to. Only to people with tags. I'm going to select the tag, close and save it. And once I've done that, when I'm viewing my course from my admin preview mode, I can see this little eye icon here, which tells me that it's only showing to some people. And when I hover over that, I'll see exactly who it is or isn't showing to. So, for example, now that I have a block that's only showing to people with a certain tag, maybe I want this block to only appear after they have completed a certain milestone or done a certain number of points. Maybe I want a block to pop up on their homepage or their all training page that suddenly says, hey, congratulations, you have reached this place in the course and you've done XYZ. That's amazing. Click here to go to your bonus, or click here to schedule your session, or any special celebration thing that you might be doing. Let me go into automations real quick. We've been customizing content in step 4. And in step 5 is where we create all of the automated experiences. So let's see, I've got some examples going on here. When a student receives a certain tag, we can, of course, do any kind of action, like send them an email, send them an SMS, unlock a particular training. So maybe you've had a training that has been unlocked until they receive a tag, and you can automatically unlock it. You can even add them to a bonus course. So if you have lots of content and you're rolling it out in the form of a bonus that's a new course, you can automatically add that. once they got added to the course, they could be automatically sent a welcome email for the new course and get all of their new content. And then, of course, the next question would be, how do you add a tag? And you can always do that manually if you needed to by just going to the student section and adding tags. But in most cases, you're probably going to want to automate that. So if we wanted to create an automation that added a tag, I would create a new automation here in step 5. And basically, I would want to decide what trigger wants to make this tag get added. What thing needs to happen that adds the tag? And that might be something like a number of points that they've completed or earned, maybe when they've completed a particular training. This might be a common one. As soon as they've completed the second training, I want to add a tag to the student. And again, I'm going through this quick and I see some questions, so I'll go through that. I'm going to want this all turned on to be ready to go once I'm ready. But let's say I wanted to, as in my example I was showing a minute ago, let's say I wanted to have a certain block of content just suddenly appear. I could first create an automation that adds a tag when they finish a certain training. And then I would set my content block to be revealed as soon as they get the tag added. So I'm going to hop to the chat real quick. How do they earn points? Can content be triggered by date? Yes, and yes, and yes. Is this where I would split my free from paid students in the same course? Cynthia, yeah, exactly. This is a way you could have a bunch of content that is free, and you could have a bunch of content that's paid, and you can have only students with the paid content be able to see the content that you want to show. Okay, let me see if I can get through. Let me pause right there and just check in if there are questions. Please go ahead and pop off if you want to just pop in and share if you have any questions about what I've shown so far or how to do that. I'm seeing how do they earn points? Okay, Christy, question. How do they earn points? Is that your question, Christy? Question?
Yeah,
Or go ahead.
based on where you're at right now, that's a question I have because that applies to sort of anything we want to build is like we want them to have points that they accumulate to encourage them to keep coming back and participating. So I'm curious to know where that's built and created and customized.
Where they earn points?
Yeah, or like is that a customizable experience or is that like something that's
Oh yeah. Yeah, they earn points. Absolutely. Tell me if this is what you're asking. Let me just make sure I understand. They earn points through every single action that they do in the course. So if we were
and they
to
earn points through just participating in a community?
participating in a community is a little bit of a different thing because there's actually a separate, and this is relatively new, there's actually a separate category of points called social points for things like participating in a community. So to give you just a bit of background overview, originally points were only about doing actions and like checking off the actions that you assign. And then people wanted exactly that. I want participation, but that's kind of a whole different ball game. So the short answer is it's a separate thing. Um, let me know where you want to go from here because I've kind of got
I
a
don't I don't
few.
want to take you from like the section you're on right now, but like
Oh, good. Yeah.
my like main question is around like the step we're in is creating a community space, and from there we'll offer courses that we can do more of this stuff with. Um, but that's what we wanted to know is like, how do we encourage people to come in and participate and provide value and show up and practice that what we're teaching them. And we might be teaching them things just in Zoom calls to start and not having course content available immediately, at least until it's ready and built out in here. So,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I'm curious to know like if you have any
Absolutely. Yeah, a few different things. And let me just make sure I'm getting all this in the chat at the same time. First of all, Lucia just added a good point that you can give points for anything that you want to assign or suggest that they do. Like you can create actions for sharing on social media or responding to a comment or, watching the Zoom call, participating in the Zoom call. Like the
Got it.
way XP is set up is like everything is designed to be an action that they check off,
where are
whether
those
it's
actions created?
those are created both in a couple of places in the actual course content, and I'll give you the overview, then I'll look at each of these, and you can also just create them wherever you need on the pages themselves. So to keep things as simple as possible, let me take you into the course content first. This is kind of the traditional basic way that they are usually added. So as students are going through their trainings, and keep in mind, these don't need to be necessarily pre-recorded. When there's a training or a module, that could absolutely be done through a live Zoom call. You would just, a way to do that would be just to first of all, post the link for the Zoom right here, and then they join the Zoom, so it's pretty seamless for them.
Rachel, I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Could you
No, go
please
for it.
control F to enlarge your screen because I'm visually impaired? Just control F a little bit, love.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Control F is not happening for me. I
No,
am
Control
control
gonna
plus sign.
plus. Sorry, I brain glitch.
Control plus. No, it's Zoom. Here we go. Command on a Mac. Okay. How is this? How's this looking, Lucia?
Fantastic. You're the
Okay.
best. Thank you.
Awesome, of course. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So, actions and points, and just for context of where we were editing a training. And when we set up every training, again, it doesn't necessarily need to be pre-recorded. I could give them a link to a Zoom, do a live Zoom. And for each training, I'm going to have the basics. I'm going to have some notes, a file if there is an attached video file, release timing if you want to be controlling when it releases. And right here is typically where you would add your actions and points. A great thing to do is just add, have even like watched video or participated in the live call be a simple 1 point thing that they get to check off, and there's an immediate feedback and sound effect from that. And then you can create from here whatever actions you want to give them that will be how they earn the points. And there are a few categories of types of actions. One is a simple checkbox, which is going to be just acknowledging that they did something. And again, that could be anything on or off the platform. That could be I posted to social media, or I participated in the call, or whatever you want to have them do. You can also do essay response if you want them to write out a thing, or you could do multiple choice if you want to do a quiz type of a thing, or even a survey, take a poll. So this is where you would typically set up your actions, which are how they get the points. And then the place that those are going to appear, what lesson were we on, is going to be right here underneath their training. Remember that if you had a live Zoom call, you could just pop the recording as soon as you finished. And then if they want to watch the recording, that could be here. It's an option. If you have downloads for them, that will appear right underneath the content. And then you've got their actions with the sound effect of your choice and the points popping up. So that is typically how they get action, how they get points, but you can also just go to step 4. We'll go back to our pages and templates. And again, this is where we can add whatever we want to any page. And I could go to my home page, for example, and I could just add an action block and drag that onto anywhere on the page. And I could just create, when I edit it, I'll choose how many and what I want this to look like. Maybe I only want 1 in here, and you'll see that I can set up points, even celebrations, all kinds of customization. But the short answer to your question, Christy, is that I could just add an action block anywhere if I want to give them an action to do and give them points for doing the action. And to
By
bring it
editing
back to,
by editing the content of the block.
yes, let me just go through that again real quick. So I dragged an action block over onto the page, and then I went into edit content and here into the data menu. And inside this data menu, I'm going to see some things to customize, like the title and the description of what's going on here. And then I'm going to actually open up the action right here to customize it. I'm going to tell them what I want them to do. I'm going to assign points
Got it.
right here. And to go back to our tags, let's say after they check off this action, I want them to receive a tag so that something special happens. I can go ahead and assign a tag right here.
Is that where you assign social points in that little drop down up there that you had for a second ago?
It's not. I'm going to double check to make sure I'm giving you the right answer, but I don't believe social points. Yeah, only XPs and XPs for the actions. So the social points are going to happen for the forum, for when people are commenting in the forum. And it may, they may happen with commenting blocks. And honestly, I'm not sure about that yet. I would need to check. But they're going to be for the interactive things when people are socially engaging, and that's going to be a different category than the XPs.
Can you create automations based on social points, or is that just like an extra thing to sort of excite people?
That is a great question. Yeah, we should definitely do a whole session on the forum. I'm gonna actually go to step 5 with you right now and check on that. I don't think so, but it
Okay.
may be true and I just don't know it yet.
So what you're looking at with these different step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps is how do you basically build anything out in Xperiencify? That's how you have it sort of categorized.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could I ask another question, or do you want me to wait?
Um, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna look at where we're at in the chat and let's keep going. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I see some more questions.
So would you
Janice
say
had,
that,
go ahead.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Janice had a similar question. So let's talk about setting up your course and we'll kind of move in that direction. Go ahead, Christy.
Is this how you, so like, we have Xperiencify and we have Go Plus, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing in what you've shared with us today that you can basically sort of build out a website experience on Xperiencify, or is this just sort of like more of an, like a portal or like login experience and not really a website that people can visit directly?
Such a good question. It's not intended to be a full website builder, like it's not intended to replace WordPress or an actual website builder. You can create custom pages on your course, which can be visible to the public. So there's a certain amount that you can do for if the ultimate goal is creating a website with lots of bells and whistles and a blog and portals here, there, and everywhere, most likely your best option is going to be a tool that does that, and GoPlus does. But there is quite a lot you can do because you can just create custom pages on your course that can be visible. So the short answer is it depends what you need.
Yeah, we want an experience that people can visit that aren't in our world yet, and we want to be able to, publish blogs and such as like a pathway for people to find us. And that I think is something we can do on Go Plus and have like some sort of web presence there that's connected with that. But then Xperiencify, from why we signed up with you guys, was our understanding is like we can build out a community space and launch our courses through here, and it kind of all integrates very well. And so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're
kind of my
right
next
on.
question, and I'm hearing you wanting to go into the courses and stuff. I if there's time, I'd love to hear about the like a membership space in here as well.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I think we can do all of this. Let me go to Janice's question about kind of an overall getting ready to set up the program. You can definitely do a membership in here. Can multiple tags be added to specific content? Adrienne, can you clarify what you mean with your question at some point? You can pop it in the chat or you can pop off and let me know.
Sure. Just if there's a block of content
Mhm.
it's triggered by a tag, can that block of content get triggered by two different tags?
Oh, good question. If you have it assigned to two tags, it will show up if students receive either one.
So it is possible though.
Tell
Like
me, tell me what you want to have happen.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
cutting there. I'm just
It's
we're
probably
talking.
possible. It's probably
Um,
possible. Yeah, let me know and we'll give you the pathway to get there.
okay, thank you.
Is there a way to do like t both tags need to happen for an action to take place, or one or the other? Like if this, then that,
Great
you know?
question. Great question. So if we're talking about the visibility of a block, if you have two tags assigned to the visibility, it will show up for either one. But there would be a way to do what you're trying to make happen, Christy, because you can do that. What you can do in the experience engine is set up an automation that is a both and kind of a situation. Like, I don't want this thing to happen until this and this happens. So you can get quite layered and complex with the way you set up pathways in your automations that allow things to happen based on multiple triggers, not just one.
Or just one or the other as well.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. We got super complex in the experience engine because that's exactly what everybody wanted to do is I want it to be very customizable, including, this and that happen. So you can do that now. And uh it can take a minute to learn it, but it's all doable. Cynthia, just to review, there are two ways to add tags. Are you talking about Cynthia, go and pop off if you want to clarify any part of this for me.
Hey,
But
good morning.
morning, how are
I
you?
I'm good. So I was kind of following through the different steps you were sharing on the screen, and it seems to me that I'm still trying to comprehend the full tag thing, but it seems to me you can add those tags. Sorry about that. You can add the tags more than one way, um, in more than one step. I think you
Mm-hmm.
shared there were two different ways you can add tags, and so I was just, yeah, I'm gonna need to review this. So hopefully I can do this when I get to that step.
Absolutely. And it's always often great to keep things as simple as they can be for the purpose of what you want to do.
Hmm.
So if you want to at any point share like your use case, and I'll go through a few other
Okay.
questions, but we can, we want to keep it as simple as possible. But to answer your question, yes, you can add tags through an automation, which happens in step 5 by setting up an automation that says when this happens, a tag gets added. So, for
Okay.
example, when a training is complete, a tag gets added. When a 12 points are earned, a tag gets added. When they're added to the course. So, when this happens, tag gets added, or you can create an action by going into step 4 and actually creating an action block,
Hmm.
and you can give them a tag right there on the spot. So as soon
Okay.
as you check this, boom, a tag can get added right there.
Okay. So to follow up on that, when I complete my course, my expiring mini course, and I start promoting it and create a flyer for it and post it here, there, and everywhere, and talk about it on my podcast, um, knowing where these people may be coming in from, would that be valuable to add a tag? So if they're coming from LinkedIn or if they're coming from social, from Facebook
Mm-hmm,
versus,
mm-hmm.
versus, a friend refer them, would that be a place to add a first tag and then add a tag again at the end of the course for people that want to take option one, the free coaching or the free wellness call versus the paid coaching program?
Okay. So we've got a few different questions here. Great stuff. To track where people are coming from, you may want to look at Go Plus for options to do this, but you can add a coupon code is one good way to do that in XP. You
Okay.
can assign a coupon code, and then I'm gonna
Well,
hop.
I would actually want to offer a discount for the students that complete the expiring mini course and
Perfect.
are ready to move into the paid course. I would want to offer them, say, a discount code.
Okay. I don't have any students in this test account here here, but you can see that when your list of students appears, it's going to say the courses that it's in, and it's going to tell you if they came in with a coupon code. So that is one thing to keep in mind if you are just wanting to track where people came from, is you can use different coupon codes in different uh, offers, different settings, and then that will always show up.
Well, the coupon that I would offer or the discount I would offer would be at the end of the course for select students. Is
Okay,
this
so that's okay.
this is where I would do it?
Um, no, if you're talking about offering a coupon at the end, that's a
Hmm.
different thing.
Yeah,
What
that's
I'm
when
giving
I'm
you is a way that you can. You mentioned that another thing that you want to do is you want to track where people come from.
correct.
So one way that you can do that is by using a coupon that would be unique to each world that people come from, and that would track how they came in.
Would they see this coupon? I mean,
Yes, they
or
would.
all right,
Okay.
I guess when I think about a coupon, I'm thinking about you giving someone a discount. But if the course is free, not
Oh,
sure.
we're talking about bringing people into a free course. Okay. Then if you're trying to track people where people came from, if that is a priority, I would probably look at Go Plus options for bringing people in.
Even if they're taking a course in XP?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
Go Plus is built to work very, very seamlessly
okay.
with XP.
Okay, so that's once the course is connected to Go Plus.
Well, you just need to set up order forms that bring people in, and that should be pretty straightforward to just bring them into your course. Yeah, Go Plus is definitely better for data reporting. So I think that's probably going to be your best solution for this, Cynthia, because there's a certain amount you can do with tracking in XP, but Go Plus is much more designed to handle all that.
Okay, so again, that's once this course is completed, it's connected to Go Plus, and then I can track and look at the data on where people are coming in.
I think that's going to be your best solution
Okay.
here.
All right, thank you.
All right, let me just check on how we're doing with, are we making sense with tags? Did we have any more questions here? I want to make sure we get to a couple of more questions. Yes, you can customize your colors. You'll do that by going into your block in page 4 and editing it. Lucia, do you want to go ahead and pop off? I see your hand. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to pause you for 1 second, Lucia, because I realize I keep starting to answer Janice's question, and then I keep going into different things. So Janice was just asking for clarity on what all I'm supposed to do for my program to work. Great question. So let me give you the quick overview here is that steps 1 through 6 are your basics for getting a course set up. We've got the basic info, the price, adding your training content, setting up your pages, creating any automations and celebrations, and then down here you have your links and resources. Keeping in mind that XP can get very fancy and very involved, and you want to launch sooner rather than later. You, of course, don't need to use every single feature. The answer to getting ready to go is going to be to run through it with a test student at the end of the day. Simply going to be
Okay,
to
but
Go
my
ahead.
question is when I get to course pages,
Mm-hmm.
there's like 5 that are right there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go into it, there's a ton of course pages. So do I have to fill out all of those, or
Nope. Just the
what's
ones you're
the
using.
minimum required course pages?
So you only need to do the ones you're using, and what that is completely up to you. So in this example course, I have a home, an all trainings page. That's old, don't worry about that. This isn't a great example. What you need to make sure you have set up is the single training page.
Okay.
So basically you see how we've got core course pages here.
Uh-huh.
This is what you want to focus on in most cases.
Okay, so the minimum requirement is the core course pages.
There's not really a set requirement because there's so much flexibility to how you want to create things. But in most courses, what you're going to want to do to get things ready is set up these pages right here. And then if there are other pages you're using, you've got all the options.
And then when I go into the email part, I guess that's course content. Okay. The automation part, then I need to make sure that either I'm using all of that or I'm deleting those out, because otherwise they're happening.
They're only happening if they are turned on. So on means
Okay.
everything
So
is
I just have to
green.
turn them off to make sure they don't happen if I haven't
Correct.
now.
Correct.
Because I keep getting like the stuff happening and I'm like, what is going on? I just wanted this skeleton thing and now all this other stuff is happening.
You can turn them off or you can just delete them.
Okay.
No.
All right. I think I know enough now to maybe finish out the course that I've done so I can start selling it.
Awesome. We've got a video training too about setting up your first course. Have you seen that? If you go to the FAQ page in the Help Center, it should be right there. Grab that. I'm going to grab you a help doc that includes
When you
how to
go
get
to
started.
the pages and the templates and it says to watch the quick start tutorial, there's nothing there.
I'm going to send you a video that will have exactly what you need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to call this Getting Started and also FAQs. And if you watch the very first video on the top of that page, that should get you very, very close to ready to launch, or at least knowing what you need to do.
Yeah, I already launched, but there's
Cool.
problems.
Congratulations. Okay. Awesome. Is that feeling clear, Janice, as far as what you need to do?
Yeah, because I just I'm trying, I did what I thought needed to be done, and then all this other stuff is active, and I'm like, what is
Did you go
happening?
through it with a test student?
No, of course
That's
not.
the key. That's the key.
I'm a
Yeah.
quick start person. I'm not.
Cool. Yeah, that's the best. And yeah, that means things are going to happen and you deal with them and it's all good, but that means you're making stuff happen. So that's awesome. But yeah, the way to know that it's ready is to go through it with a test student and see exactly what they're seeing, see the pages as they look. Create a test student account rather than just viewing it through your admin preview mode. You want to actually add yourself as a test student. Use a different browser when you log in. It's best to not switch back and forth in the same browser between admin and student. Your browser's cookies will probably remember your login and take you into the wrong account and confuse things. So just open up a new browser if you don't want to log out every single time and run through the course, see exactly what they see, get the emails they get, and then you're good. But that's
Rachel,
awesome that you just moved forward and launched. I think that's fantastic. And frankly, students are not as upset as we are as course creators when things go wrong. It's all okay. So yay you.
just
All right.
wondering if that link that you just shared is for a paid course or for the expired mini course.
The link I just shared is FAQs about the platform and how to set up any course, period.
Okay.
Okay. Lucia, how is it going?
It's going. It's going.
Going.
I have three questions. You
Cool.
can answer them in whatever order you want. I'm looking for click paths. So, categories of students was a phrase you used early in today's sessions. I just want to know how and where that happens.
Categories of students.
Yeah, that's a phrase you used when we were talking about tags.
The categories are for tags, not for students.
Okay, cool. Okay, next question is, oh, I had asked this in the thing. I may have figured it out. I want to give students points in my program for doing things IRL, in real life.
Mhm.
So if someone, because I do like scavenger hunts and crap like that. So if they do that outside of XPE, I want to be able to award them points, like go into their profile. Can I arbitrarily give them points on the back end for having done that? I don't want
You
them
would
in
need
charge of their
to
points. I
you
want
would
me
need
in
to
charge of
create an action and just say check here that you did it.
Okay, so my alternative to that would be creating the registration that has a tag that triggers them getting points for registering or enrolling or paying or whatever. Is that a solution?
Say it again.
If I use XP, because I don't always use XP to enroll them in, say, my scavenger hunt, which takes place completely offline. If they register through XP, like if I just put a registration thing somewhere crammed in here, and then they use the forum, not the forum, the form, to register for the event or pay for the event, free or otherwise, can I attach a tag that will award them points for registering to go do the scavenger hunt instead of having to go in the back end? Like it's not actually in the course that would happen, but where just registering gives them points, I
You
guess
want to
is the
assign
simple.
a tag at registering and then create an automation that has a tag, give them points. That should work. Yeah.
And then my final question, where the hell is it? Can you just briefly address, and then I have a solution for the person who wanted to track their source for their customers.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah. So if you could just like quickly whip through social points, please. I need to know
I
where
don't
they
know a
are.
lot about it, to be super honest.
Okay.
It's new and I don't have a ton of info yet. I'm sorry
Okay.
about that.
That's all right. I'm literally going to go into the help section and just type in social points and see if anything comes up, and I'll share the what I wanted to say about tracking your customer. Okay, I have a page, module completion points. Social points are on the leaderboards, participation.
Leaderboards. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that tracks directly to the forums where you're saying that is exclusively the only place to get social points. But
No, it's not exclusively. It's one place. But yeah, leaderboards. Thank you for reminding me there. That would be another.
so social points are earned in the forums, yes?
I'm gonna say yes, but I'm gonna pause on discussing social points for today just because I don't
Okay.
have tons of info yet. I'm sorry about that. It's
If
just
you,
still pretty new and I don't have
that's okay. Can
definite
I
answers.
put my email into the chat and you could send me whatever you research?
What I will do is I'm gonna say, why don't I bring this next week? I'll bring this to and I'll send you a recording if you're not
Yeah,
here
if you
next
could
week.
send the recording, because I don't have a lot of time next week, but I'm going to research it too. And then finally, what I wanted to say just for expeditions is please, whoever, I think it was Cynthia, she's like me, she likes data. Um, when it comes to tracking the source of your client, if you're going to enroll them through, it's easier to track through Go Plus, but if you want to do it on your XP, my question for Rachel is, can we put a multiple choice question on the form
I just
where
lost
they
you,
could tick
Lucia. Can you put a multiple choice question? Say it again.
a multiple choice form? Sorry, brain fart, COVID brain. Can we put a multiple choice question on course enrollment form that they could just go, I came from LinkedIn, I came from Facebook, I don't know, I heard you speak, whatever. Like, can we create a little, how did you find us? Where did you learn about this question on the enrollment form?
You know what?
And
You might be
how
able
would,
to do that through custom fields.
yeah, so is that more of a, I think that might be more of a Goal Plus value option because the data reporting there is so much more comprehensive. XP has very limited reporting.
That's my bottom line
Um,
here. Yeah, I would, if you're trying to track enrollment, I would go through Go Plus.
Right. And I know that you can do better custom fields and things over on Go Plus, which would give Cynthia the flexibility to have them indicate where they have come from, because that's data I'm looking for as well, source data.
Correct. Yeah.
So,
Go
because
Plus would
that
be
tells you
there.
how well your advertising is working, right? So, yeah, that's kind of my solution is like some form of data gather right at the enrollment place. It's amazing what you can get them to do at the enrollment point.
Yeah, yeah. Totally agree. Thank you for that, Lucia. I super appreciate that. And I agree, Go Plus is going to be the best solution for that. I'm going to go and hop over to Patrick. And thank you, everybody, for all the input. Thank you, Janice. Patrick, you want to go ahead? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Hey, hey. I am still not hearing you, Patrick.
How about now?
There we go. All right.
Awesome, awesome. We're in the mix. Okay, so I have a question about my course. I think it's set up on drip, and I think the original date I had given it has passed, so it opened up a couple of modules, and I need
Okay.
to know how to go back in and reset those dates for respective modules.
Reset the release date.
Yes, yes.
So you have it on one date, but you want to change it to a different date?
That's correct.
Okay. So we're going to go into step 3,
Okay,
and I'm going to go to the training that I want to change,
okay,
and I'm going to edit that training.
okay,
And I'm going to go to release timing.
okay,
And my example here is on immediately, but in your case, it's on a specific date.
okay.
So I'm just going to change it to the new date.
Easy enough. Awesome, awesome. Let's see if there's anything else. A lot of my questions were answered by the other conversations that you had, so that's great. I'm clear.
Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, you are so welcome. That will, of course, close it for if it's open for somebody, then that may close it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much.
You are super welcome. Good to see you, Patrick.
Good to see you too, Rachel.
Christy. Yeah.
Hi, yeah, I just wanted to circle back to see if you have like space to talk about the community space and sort of how to go about setting that up.
Yes, and you asked about a membership program, which you can definitely do. Let me see, where do we want to go? I'm gonna pop you over a help doc about setting up a membership site overall with some tips, and this links to a blog post that Murray wrote that you'll want to check out with some good info about keeping people engaged and keeping them here long term. So this is going to take you through an overview, but got just a couple of minutes. So I'm thinking where to go. Do you have a question, or are you looking at, like, you're just looking for how to get started with creating it?
Yeah, because right now we have like a total blank canvas in terms of Xperiencify and Go Plus, so we're just trying to create the most basic like where to go to start building out the some sort of community space where we can invite people in and begin to offer them our classes that they can attend through Zoom, and then build out courses and stuff from there.
Okay. My hunch is that Go Plus is going to have more for you for options and like creating a just come into my world space. Have you checked out Go Plus options for this?
No,
Or
and that's
no, you're just starting.
not yet, and that's why I'm glad that you're even saying that, just to give me some sort of feedback on that. My follow-up question to that would be like if I go explore the membership space in Go Plus and can build out some sort of thing there that's easier, makes more sense for me, just welcoming people into our community space perspective, will that integrate and can they bounce back and forth without leaving their browser or without it being obvious that they're going bouncing back and forth between Go Plus and Xperiencify if we're building out courses in Xperiencify. Is that what Xperiencify is better for? Is like having these course experiences? Because I really like the idea of the badges and like the gamification of their experience, and we thought that that would be something that can integrate with them just being in the community portal space.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what XP is for the gamified courses. And to your specific question about how seamlessly they can bounce back and forth between Go Plus Community and XP, that I don't know. I would ask you to bring that to the Go Plus people, and they can give you the overview of the how the worlds integrate better.
So just to clarify, what I'm hearing you say is that XP is for gamification from a course experience perspective, and you can give them points through completing things in the course that's built out. You can automate and tag things in that experience, but what I'm hearing you say is from like a just welcoming them into a community space where they're engaging with the community and supporting each other. You would recommend maybe checking out Go Plus instead of XP. What were you talking about with the social points in the forum and stuff? That's not really a community space.
It is a community space. The answer is that there's no hard and fast answer, and obviously it's going to depend on the specifics of what you want, more than we can get into in a couple of minutes. But my hunch is that Go Plus is going to be slightly stronger for what you're describing, and that would probably be my recommendation. If I was wanting to do what I'm hearing you say you want to do, I would probably lean slightly towards going to Go Plus and jumping in and learning their community features in depth and getting all the options.
Okay, and then
Does
like
that
from
help?
there, it being a community space on Go Plus, if we want to then say, hey, don't forget about the course that is like, the foundations course that we want all community members to do when they enter the community space, that can be something they click and jump over to Xperiencify, and you would recommend using Xperiencify for that. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any answer around like the integration between the two in terms of like um them talking to each other based on them being a community member on Go Plus, but then they do a course on XP as a community member, like that would all communicate back and forth to each other?
They definitely communicate back and forth. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play around with it and come back with more clear questions too and I'll join in a Go Plus call to try and poke around with them too.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And yeah, let me know how it goes and let me know what questions come up after the Go Plus exploration. And between the two systems, we will figure out the best way to get taken care of and make it all happen, because bottom line is we can do it all somewhere. It's just a matter of how and where.
There's a way. Great. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Go Plus call tomorrow, 7 p.m. EST. All right. Thank you all so much. I do need to wrap us here and hop off. So thank you. Thank you. Please drop a note to the support desk if you have things that we still need taken care of.
Can I say one thing, Rachel? I want to be really clear that the admin of Go Plus is admin. The experience is in XP, but all of and Go Plus is very limited on what it syncs. So really lean into Go Plus because they don't speak to each other in terms of the customer. It's only to you. Like your customer has no
Thank you.
experience with Go Plus. It's all admin.
Thanks for that, Lucia. Okay. Thank you so
understand.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that helped. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
I
so
will see
much.
you all soon,
Have a great day.
and we'll continue.